would you go to Africa? I didn't know you went to Africa.
When I was teaching at Crosse at the university, they gave me a research development grant.
Oh.
And I went on a safari
Oh my God.
in Kenya. I went there because I was already painting animals, you know, and I just wanted to be someplace where I could be really close to them. And so I saw all these African animals.
Did you take a lot of pictures or no? Did you take the pictures?
Yeah, that rhinoceros on the hallway.
Okay.
I like dogs, you know, rabbits, little things.
We went to the college library the other day, and I saw your little rabbit, which was a purchase price for it. It was there, very nice, in the hallway.
There's a dog there too. Just won a Michigan Tech tour on the new library, a dog. And I went there, and my big success story in life is I went there and the students had pulled a couch underneath the painting, and there was a student sitting there, and I asked him if he liked my painting, and he said, "That's why I'm sitting here."
Oh.
Made me so happy. She had a baby with her, and I didn't paint the baby. Just her. She looks kind of careworn. She looked kind of tired. He keeps to himself, and he's kind of shy and has a real thick skin. It's because I was raised up in this area until I was 14, and I always missed it. Nothing else felt right. I missed the snow, all the trees, and the beautiful leaves in the fall, and the water and rocks. So I was happy to find a way to move back, teaching at Finlandia for 4 years half-time after I retired from lacrosse. Gave me a chance to ease my way back. And then I retired, and now I'm just painting. My family's from Montana, and I go there a lot. So, and then another thing, one reason I started doing dogs, because when you go through Glacier Park, certain times of the year, there are tons of people there. And you stop in one place where you want to take a picture, and like you have certain places you can pull off the road, and there's other people taking pictures. Sometimes you have to elbow your way to get a picture. And I just got sort of sick of it because it seemed like it was all about scenery, you know. And I turned around, there was a dog in a pickup truck looking at me, and I took his picture, and I was much more interested in that. Rock art, you know. Yeah. And that was wonderful too.
Where did you go?
I went, I started, in Utah. Then I went down to New Mexico and across to California and up to Vancouver Island and across British Columbia and to Oregon and Montana and Idaho. And then I went to Michigan. There's some in Michigan, the north coast of Ohio, a little bit. And it changed all across the country. It was all different. But then I went to Norway and found some there too. And it was really interesting because they were the same as the ones in British Columbia and the ones I've seen in northern Russia. And I asked the man at the Alta Museum in Norway why that would be. And he said that, like 7,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, there was a polar culture that
Really?
people just, there was, I don't know whether it was ice or what, but the same people just traveled all the way around the world. And you could see it in their rock art. It was so interesting. Some of them looked like E.T., like from outer space, aliens. Some had big eyes, and they didn't look like any particular animals. It was really kind of strange. But in Norway, they had boats, like the Viking ships, and lots of reindeer and bears. And in the West, they had a lot of deer and sheep, wild sheep, with the big horns. Those were. And after that trip, that's when I started doing animals, because I felt like there was something sacred about the motivation for having done those images, like they were trying to contact the world of the spirits or something. And my intention had been to copy the petroglyphs, but then I felt like I didn't know enough about what they meant, so I couldn't just copy them, and I stopped. And I asked some Native American friends, artists, and they said that if you take something, you have to give something back. So I waited for a while, and then finally, when I started working, they became realistic animals instead. But they still felt like the ones in the hall. They had, for me, a feeling of protection, like they were my protector. And that's my protector, And so when I do animals now, there's that sense of caring, taking care, of each other, like us of them and them of they of us, I think give me comfort. That was when I started working realistically, because up until then I'd been working either abstractly or with work that kind of looked like folk art. I really loved folk art, and I learned a lot from studying it, because it's work that comes from the heart, not just from the head, I was doing quilts and doing paintings that looked like quilts with folk art looking images, It was kind of shocking when I started doing realistic work, because I don't know wildlife art. I don't know if you have wildlife art. But now I love working realistically. It means more to me. And some of my friends who do abstract work said, you should go back and do that, But it doesn't give me enough anymore.
No.
Not enough. So the next thing I'm planning to do is paintings of wolves, because I feel so bad about their being taken off the endangered list. And I think good art has to be designed well.